What's up, guys? Welcome back to the arena. Where this weekend we've got UFC fight night between Vera and Cruz for the bantamweight belt. Now, I've got to say, when it comes to these two fighters, speaking of their experience, this is a great matchup. To see Cruz over his last two opponents, Pedro and Casey, I think there's a lot of people saying that he does stand a chance against Vera. But speaking of Vera, as the upcoming fighter who is purely set on taking home the championship belt, he wants to be champion. We all know where he's come from. We all know his experience against Rob Font. Now that fight between Vera and Font was a great fight. It went the distance, and I gotta say, overall, seeing Vera and Font both compete against each other was a great fight. You have Vera, who's a well-rounded fighter. He's got excellent takedowns. He's got excellent submission game, and he's very dangerous in the clinch. Any opponent that does fight against Vera, you got to be willing to be prepared that when you are in the clinch against him, he's very dangerous with elbows, uppercuts, and body shots. And you can't doubt his leg kicks as well. But with Cruz, look, a lot of people are cheering for him. He's definitely been in the UFC game for a very long time, and his resume speaks for itself. You know, he's coming off 24 wins, 3 losses. He's fought tough guys like Pedro, TJ Dillashaw, and surprisingly enough, I thought he would have lost against TJ, but he was able to come out with the split decision. But I just wasn't happy with Cruz's last fight between Pedro. Sean O'Malley has fought against him. I don't think there's anything fancy about Pedro. Cruz does have the height advantage, and his footwork is very unique. The way he's able to come in and out of his opponent, making sure that he's not on the center line for too long. Because I think overall, when you are fighting and you are in the fighting game, dealing with opponent head on is a no-no. If you want to stay in this game for a very long time, let me tell you something. You've got to be smart, especially in mixed martial arts, any type of contact sport. You want to protect the brain. And this is where Cruz comes from as a very strategic fighter. Don't get me wrong, when it comes to Cruz, him fighting, he has incredible volume of punches that he goes in and out every single time. And that's one advantage with Cruz in this fight. Cruz, the way he's able to go in, close the distance, making sure that he's not on the center line with his opponent, he's thinking very strategically. And he wants to be able to come out with the win. So on the night, when it comes to these two fighters fighting, it's going to purely come down to the judges and what they think he is the pure dominance winner. Is it going to come down to Cruz, who has excellent volume of punches, versus Vera, who's very strong. He's also very strategic, and he's able to pick his punches. So when he's landing those combos of 1-2 or 1-2-3, even leg kicks, I think that's one thing that Cruz needs to be aware of, is that if he gets caught, Cruz is going to be rocked big time. And that's where his feet underneath him will just give up. So overall on the night, this is a great matchup, like I said. Vera is a great fighter, great stand-up fighter as well. Excellent submission game. He's got dangerous leg kicks as well. So I think that's one thing, like I said, Cruz has to be aware of, is that when he's coming in and out of his opponent, closing the distance, he's got to be careful to either take headshots, body shots, or even leg kicks. If he starts taking a lot of leg kicks, that's one thing that's going to eliminate Cruz overall, because he's known for the stand-up. He's known for banging and known for getting in and out of his fighters. If Vera's able to chop down his leg, you're able to take out the fighter. In terms of his striking, you can't do anything else, because let me tell you, if you take so many leg kicks, it's only a matter of time before your legs give in. And that's one other thing that you got to keep in mind with Vera is that it takes him a little while to warm up. You know, you might see even round 2 or 3 he starts processing and downloading what Cruz is doing as a fighter. And I think overall it might slightly be too late. I do see the fight going the distance, and the reason why I say that is because you've got Cruz once again with the increased volume of punches that he throws to Vera with the great defense and great strategic punches that he has. I think it's going to go the distance, and it's going to be Vera on the night with a split decision over Cruz. Um, and I think overall, you do see the fire more in Vera. You know, Cruz has been a champion. And unfortunately, I'm going to say this and be honest. I think, you know, Cruz should stick with commentating. I think as someone who's been in this game for such a long time, it's a matter of time before someone just gives up the gloves and starts pursuing something else in their career path. And I think Cruz has done that. He's had a taste of being champion, and he's fought some tough opponents. But I think Vera on the night he's just gonna close the distance. He's gonna be able to withstand the attacks from Cruz. If it goes to the ground, Vera, I wouldn't be surprised if he does submit Cruz in round 2 or 3. But overall, I do see the fight going the distance. And for my prediction on the night, I'm going to go with Vera. Vera is an upcoming fighter. He's only getting better over time. He's had some losses, I understand that. But we've got to change the way we see fighters these days. It's not about having a clean record. Because let's face it, every fighter is going to be different in their own way, which is a beautiful thing, because you can be a human being and think that, hey, you're going to defeat this opponent, but it's all about sharpening your tools and what you're good at, using your strengths to your greatest advantage. And also behind the scenes, working on your weakness and seeing what is it that you can do, who can you speak to, what is it that you need to implement into your training and so forth. So on the night, I'm going to go with Vera. I would love to hear what you guys think in terms of your picks on the night. But guys, if you do like the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and follow for more. I'm going to continue breaking down more fights to come. So stay tuned, and hopefully the night goes well for Vera on the night. So take care, guys. I'll speak to you soon.